Hey, welcome to the Overshare Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show, coming to you every Monday, 6 p.m. UK time. And today I guess we're like really, I guess getting into like some pop culture news, like different topics, just random stuff all at once. Because I was thinking about like what I was going to talk about in terms of topic, but I sort of surveyed online a bit, and a lot of shit, like random smaller like kiki type of stories of taken the internet by storm. But it seems like 2024 is ending with like probably some of the worst shit ever. Like I talked about the elections, of course, last episode, so that's already one thing. But we are in a state of dismay around here or something. We've had Jake Paul. I want to talk about this as well. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Their match and everything, and Jake winning against a boxing legend, literally. But we're gonna get into that in a bit. Then another terrible topic for the pop culture camp was this year's People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, and the shortlist was controversial to say the least, and the final choice was also, I think, controversial, to be fair. So yeah, we're gonna get into that as well, but weird fucking shit. And then I want to talk about briefly the Wicked movie craze, I guess. Like the memes that are coming out of this even before the movie actually comes out. I think the movie's coming out this coming week, basically, on the 22nd or on the Thursday or something. Well, at least here in the UK, I think it's coming out on the Thursday, the 21st. I think it is. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about in that sense. I wanna talk about that for sure. And yeah, I also wanted to briefly touch upon NewJeans, the K-pop group, for all my K-pop fans. Just their speech at the recent awards. We're talking about their future as a group, but we'll get into that. But as usual, first let me get into the songs of this week. So, my girl. Oh yeah, and also again, as usual, you can find the songs in the playlist of the month. November is coming to a close very quickly, but you can find all the songs in the Overture Pamphlet Songs of the Week November 2024. So that's the place to look at. My girl, Eve, I guess, from Luna. Well, ex-member of Luna. Now she's a soloist. She's been a soloist for a bit now, but she came back with another EP, and she's not disappointing. Like I really think that she really found her sound, even with the previous release, her first release as a solo artist, which was Loop. Now she did a new EP called I Did, and she just has like this like very interesting sound. It is I think it's like in between the hyperpop genre and the R&B genre, I guess. So that is just incredibly good. I think she's like honing that sound even with this EP. Like she really proved that she's getting there. She's like, well, in my opinion, she's already there, but she's like, finding her footing, I guess, in this like solo journey. And I want to put two songs in my songs of the week. The first one is, of course, the title track, Viola. And that is, if I were to think of a comparison, it sounds instrumentally, at least, like production-wise, very similar to Lisa's New Woman, in a way. It reminds me so much of that in terms of production. It's very, I would say like tamed hyperpop, or like it's a very poppy like song, and very repetitive and very catchy, of course. But the production is like very loud and grandiose in a way. Very cool stuff. Very cool track. It really reminds me so much of like New Woman, like the bass and like the percussion throughout the song, it's like very similar to that in the same vibe. But I think, dare I say, maybe um catchier. I don't want to say it, but maybe it is, in my opinion. Maybe it's like, an even more interesting version. What I really am also taken aback and like really surprised by it is the visuals for this era as well. Like even the previous EP was incredible. Even this one is like so good. I think it might be the same team probably, but it's just super cool. Very cool angles, very cool aesthetics, very cool fits as well. She's in her bag. I'm telling you guys. Like, you need to go and like look at the video for Viola, by Eve. So that's a great one. But also my second favorite, well, my favorite probably track on the EP. I mean, Viola is also a very good track. I think I really like it. But Hashtag is also my favorite, and that is incredible. That reminds me so much of like her other R&B track in the previous EP called Diorama. That song slapped as well. But this Hashtag is like also very R&B, Korean R&B, typical track. But I just like love the production. First of all, she has this like very cool synth throughout the track, and like, I don't know, I just love her vocal. More than her vocal tone is very like, I think, distinguishable in a way, Eve's vocal tone. But I think what's even more interesting is the way she delivers songs, like just in general, like the lyrics and everything is just so good and so soulful and very R&B. She's like, she sounds very soul, you know what I mean, like in terms of genre. But love it, love it so much. Very, very impressed and very, very pleased to be receiving this gift and this food. So thank you, Eve. Thank you for doing that. And also I did see the trailers for her teasers, I guess, for like the music video, and she did reference the old Luna intro, and I was so moved by that as well, because that's literally one of my obsessions as a kid. Like, well, 2016 and onwards, that was my thing. So I'm forever grateful to be sending Luna, and like, no matter what they do in terms of separate groups or whatever, they are still doing great. I think each of them are very artistically motivated in their own endeavors. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Then I kind of want to give the spotlight to Gwendolyn. I think I already put her song Crooked Cowboy in one of my previous playlists of the month. I can't remember which one it was, but I dug a bit more into her discography recently, and I am so impressed by this girl. She has a very unique way of building structures of the song. Like, there's no clear cut of, well, there's not a simple, like, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, whatever. She jumps, for example, sometimes she cuts out the chorus, the pre-chorus, or she goes in like from a verse to a chorus, and then she has a post-chorus that she doesn't repeat, and then gets into like a verse and then another chorus, and then a big outro with no bridge. Just like very interesting stuff. But her EP specifically, I think it's like 2, I guess. Well, it's written as I, so I guess like second it might be, but like lowercase. So I don't really know. But anyways, her name is Gwendolyn. It's like double G W E N DOLYN. So Gwendolyn. Emphasis on the double G. Gwendolyn. but yeah, her EP is just, wait, is that her EP? I think it is. Or maybe, yeah, I think it is. Well, it's like a very short, unless it's like a, well, I guess, or it's from an upcoming EP. I'm not really sure, to be fair, but they all have the same covers, the singles in that 3-track whatever. But in any event, love every single song on this. But my favorite one is probably Pawn Shop President. And to pitch it to you guys, I immediately thought of this when I listened to the song. It was like, this gives me Chapel Roan, but like more rock adjacent. It's not really like hardcore rock, but she's like very in I guess experimental with the rock elements and the production. I just love the way she produces tracks. They're all very so interesting and so unique. She loves a good guitar. She loves a good electric guitar. But yeah, and Pawn Shop President just reminds me of, in terms of vocal melodies in that sense, I guess, like the melodies of the tracks in a way, and the energy I guess it brings as well. It's very chapel chapel adjacent, I would say. Another great track from this one is Tumbleweed Motel. Just very very cool stuff. But I think Pawn Shop President is the standout in this small EP. But as I said, I really also liked Crooked Cowboy. I'm pretty sure I put it in another playlist of the month, but you can still find it in her songs. And another one I really enjoyed that I also stumbled upon was Red Eye. So fucking cool. I don't know, like she just does it. She's very unknown, I would say. Like she has what, 62,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so she's really like very very unknown, I would say. But I am a fan. I'm a big fan. I haven't I didn't really expect it, but I mean, I've enjoyed every single release, or like at least in some capacity. I found returning to some of her songs. Sugar Cowboy is one of my favorites. Palm Shop President is one of my favorites. Tumbleweed Motel is one of my favorites. It seems like Tumbleweed Motel is having a little bit of a stream push. It's like now skyrocketing up to like the first place, and like right now the song is at 33,000 streams, but yesterday I think it was like at 27. So people are tuning in. Yeah, I hope she gets recognition soon or something. I don't know, but she's still pretty like small as an artist, so I don't know. But I really 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 enjoy her stuff, so I kind of want it to be my secret favorite artist or something, like my little guilty pleasure in that sense that no one else really cares about. But I'm putting it out there on a podcast, so I don't know. Maybe, but I consider like just go and listen to it and see if you vibe with it. But yeah, so great. And then to end the tracks of the week, I wanted to talk about this one specific song that I was obsessed with when I was like probably, I don't know, like 12 or something, like 12, 13 or something. I don't know. I remember specifically listening to it on MTV, I believe. And I was so gagged, and like I was like so obsessed with it that I just like went on YouTube and like found it. And also another reason why I was so gagged was because it's the like soundtrack for Twilight Eclipse. Now, as a Twihard, I can say Twilight Eclipse, the movie specifically as well, but also the book, I would say, is probably the worst the worst one out of like the 5 movies. And I don't know. I just feel like it's just an extended chapter that doesn't really add much to the story, in my opinion. I mean, apart from Victoria, but they could have dealt with her in such a different way. I don't know. I feel dedicating the entire thing to like the army or whatever. I would have rather had a book mostly about the Collins and exploring their family without having necessarily that stupid triangle between Edward and Jacob and Bella, when Bella clearly doesn't give a fuck about Jacob. I mean, in the books it's much clearer, but anyways, that's besides the point. I'm like getting ahead of myself. I'm currently reading Midnight Sun, by the way. I've never read it before. I don't know. Shocker, I know. But I didn't really know about its existence, to be fair. I constantly read the Twilight Saga probably every year or something like that. I mean, it's my comfort read. So whenever I don't want to read anything like that, it's like too demanding or like too I don't know, complicated, I guess. So if I want something easy to read, or like if I'm traveling, or if I'm like on a tube or something and I'm bored and I don't want to like scroll through social media, but I want to do something different, I always have on my phone at least my Twilight trilogy. But I did not know much about Midnight Sun, and I was just like after rereading it for so many times, I was like, oh, I kind of want to read something similar, but like that I haven't read before and all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, wait, she wrote another book. And then to my surprise, it's like Edward's perspective on the entire story. So, girl, I'm chomping it up. I am reading it. I am loving it. I am kicking my feet. So it's my space. So love it. But anyways, that's besides the point. I was saying the song that I want to talk about today is Neutron Star Collision. Is that what it's called? Fuck ass title. Like honestly, what the fuck? Neutron Star Collision, Love Is Forever by by Muse. Muse, I believe that when they first used a massive black hole for the first Twilight movie, and that went viral back in the days, like when the actual movie came out, Muse was like, okay, you know what? You did that for us. You put us on the spot as well. So we're gonna give you a song for each movie. And I have to be honest, I even put it on my Instagram yesterday. This song is probably the only good thing that came out of the fucking movie, the Eclipse movie. But it's just so good. It's kind of like tango-y, but like rock, of course, like Muse. The chorus itself is like very tango. I guess like tango the the dance, but of course like it's rock, so like it's so good. Anyways, I was obsessed with this song when I was a kid, and I literally remember going to YouTube and like streaming it and like really getting obsessed with it. I just loved the way it sounded, and Muse is just one of those artists that, you know, they know how to like convey emotions and just make these like very energetic tracks, very badass tracks, but also very emotional tracks. And Neutron Collision is like very much a love song, of course, and it's a perfectly describing the Bella X Edward relationship. But I think personally the song would have fit much better on the last movie, because it is about basically, you know, them making a choice together to, you know, live forever in that sense and love each other forever, because Bella becomes a vampire and all this stuff, and they beat the Volturi and all this stuff. So that would have made more sense to me, not on Eclipse, because Eclipse is not about that at all. It's about like her figuring her shit out and like, you know, saying, you know, putting an end to the romantic intertwinement with like, Jacob, which never fucking happened, by the way. Like, it was never there. But anyways, that's besides my fucking point. I'm swearing so much, but great track, great track. When it gets into the chorus and like the fucking guitar gets on it, I'm like. It's so good. It's so good. Muse just gets it. You know, they are the best. Yeah, the best band to make like, you know, a Twilight soundtrack. But yeah, I would love to see like since everyone is doing reboots or everything, I would love to see a Twilight reboot, but like a movie reboot or like a TV show reboot. Actually, a TV show would be good, would be great. And I know I don't know anything about Gracie Abrams in terms of like acting, if she knows how to act or not, but I think she personally, aesthetically at least, she gives me so much the Bella Swan vibes, or at least the Kristen Stewart Bella Swan vibes. So I would love for her if she knew how to act. I don't know, maybe she does, but I would love for her to like get into that. So that's it. Anyways, that's all for the songs. Let me get into the actual episode before we get too sidetracked. But I want to talk about, first of all, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Now, I don't know anything about boxing, man. I don't know shit about boxing. I don't know anything about how it works. But I do know one thing about boxing, that is that Mike Tyson is one of the biggest boxing legends. Like, he is. I know the name. I know. I've seen him before around. So that at least I know. And consider me shocked. Like, I was so shocked when I read that he was going to face off Jake Paul. First of all, I didn't know Jake Paul was doing boxing at all. He was, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know who Jake Paul is. YouTuber, brother of, what was his name? Jake and whatever. The Paul brothers. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the other brother, but the other brother was cancelled for like filming in Japan, people killing themselves and all that stuff, and other very bad things that he did. And he was also pretty much problematic. I think he also didn't he like get into a fight with Zayn Malik? This man, this man is insane. This man is like crazy shit. But he was big during like the Vine days, so you would know the type of like cringe content that would like. Well, looking back on it, like I guess back in the days it was like the normal content, but if you think about it, it was such a cringy time for our for our culture in general, for like social media and all that stuff. But because we let these people like Lily Pons and all these other people like Hannah, what's it called, Hannah Stockings or whatever, all these people cringe. Like nowadays, I would say like they're all just icky. But anyways, yeah. So I didn't know he was doing like he was boxing or whatever it is, but um, let's just say the consensus, I guess, on the internet was that this better go the way we all think it's gonna go. And oh boy, it didn't. Mike Tyson was defeated by Jake Paul. But now, hear me out. Mike Tyson is now 58 or 59, I think. Like, so he's well beyond his prime in terms of like athlete. He still has incredible body and everything else. But when you get to that age, you don't have the stamina anymore. You don't have the muscle power and the strength anymore to like actually be competitive. Jake Paul probably is like 30, I would say 30 years younger than him, probably, I think. So, how did that even happen, in my opinion? Like, that's my question. That's my big question. It's like, how did this even, like, how was this even allowed? Like, the disparity in terms of, like, age and, I mean, it's just crazy. I am shocked that this happened in the first place, and I don't know why Mike Tyson agreed to do this. I mean, sure, whatever, but I don't think I haven't seen him giving a chance to any other, young contestant. So why Jake Paul? I don't know. I have so many questions, honestly, and I have honestly no answers to that. The only thing I do wanna kiki about was the reaction of the internet as well after the loss, I guess. Everyone was like, I guess more than enraged, it was just like shocker, and they were making fun of it, saying like, "Oh, this is another catastrophe right after the Trump win in the U.S." And they were like, making collages with like Trump and Kamala and like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. The white folks getting it all the end of the year is just crazy to me. Like, this is just insane. And I don't know, man. Like, I think Jake Paul also said like at the end of the match that he specifically tried to prolong the match because he didn't want to like actually knock him out on the first few goes, or like he didn't actually want to like knock him out, period, because one, I guess the age is also a factor, but also if you do get knocked out, I think there was like a 60-day pause period or something like that. Like you cannot have any other matches if you get knocked out and all that stuff as an athlete. So it's kind of like he was doing him a favor for knocking him out. So man, I don't know. Like, this to me sounds wrong. Like Mike Tyson being completely, beaten by Jake Paul is just crazy to me. But anyways, I mean, kudos to Jake Paul for winning against an old man. So I don't know. Does that bring you joy? Does that bring you anything? I don't know. Just funny to me. But yikes. I feel like people were like really just, of course, making fun of it, which is fine, I guess, because nothing serious. I mean, but it just makes you think, like, what the hell is going on? And also, I don't know, like, Jake Paul just gives me the heebie-jeebies or something. Like, he just looks crazy to me. Logan Paul, that's what the name of the brother was. But yeah, I think someone was it KSI? I think KSI is another boxer or something. He fought. Wait, so Logan? I think Logan also does box. What's up with these like these two brothers doing the weirdest shit ever? The weirdest moves ever, honestly. But anyways, I think this other boxer said like on Instagram, he basically said in the stories, "What a sad match. Whole thing was sad. Mike Tyson is twice the age of Jake Paul. For fuck's sake, it was never ever gonna be close. I can't believe that this elderly abuse was even sanctioned. Just disgusting." So I mean, I kind of have to agree because I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say like elderly abuse because he's not like geriatric or whatever, but also he is, it should be in terms of like an athlete standpoint, he should be retired in that sense, and they shouldn't allow someone who's that age to, get on the ring with someone like half his age. So I don't know. Um, and I think also he came out of retirement basically for this one. Like this was his first professional duel in almost two decades, and like he couldn't keep pace, and it was like much. It was easily like I don't know, easily defeated, and I feel like it was crazy, but I wonder like why they did this. It's just like crazy to me. What a shame. Part of me feels like maybe he was paid to do this. I don't know. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like some money situation was going on behind the scenes. I don't know, but one thing is for sure, no one is like really having any sympathy for Jake. So, well, what's new? What's new? We never had any sympathy for this guy. So, anyways, just weird shit. Let's get to the next one. I want to talk about Wicked, the movie, coming out to you guys. Well, to everyone. Like, I don't know when it's gonna come out in the US, to be fair, if it's already out or not. I think there was the premiere and everything else, but I don't know if it's out yet. But it's coming out this coming week in the UK, and I mean the hype for the movie is like insane. I think it's one of the longest like ad campaigns that I've ever seen for a movie. It's just insane. I think it started like during the summer already and kept on going for so long. And I think people were originally worried, I guess, for the movie because like it was so hyper when it first was announced and like the original during the summer when they first started like promoting it, but then it was like it felt such a long ad campaign that people were starting to like not really care anymore. But I think what really recaptured the attention was the press tour that it did, and personally I think also the amount of memes that are coming out even before the movie is actually out, about multiple things, to be fair. And I just wanted to share my favorite personal memes and just give a brief report on like what's the conversation online. It's just so funny to me. But anyways, the first thing that I really found very funny about this whole like ad campaign and everything was how I guess like Ariana Grande is just transforming her voice, and it feels like she's still in character or something. I don't know, but she talks in the same voice as Glinda, even in normal I mean, it's not as pronounced, of course, as in the movie, but it still sounds a bit like Glinda when she talks to interviewers and all that stuff. So that to me was like insane, and so of course that dug up a whole bunch of memes about her changing races and all that stuff, and like. I am sick of it, and people are saying, "Oh, but you should bring back Black Kiana, get rid of white Caucasian Ariana Grande." I just cannot. It's just crazy to me. I have no comment on that. I don't agree or disagree with any of that. I feel like it's just whatever. It's called method acting. Look it up. But yeah, I just shocked, honestly. Don't I again, I said no comment. I think part of the weird thing is the makeup itself is just so different from what she used to do for her previous eras. But I'm also getting concerned about her weight in a way. Like, I know it's not my place to talk about like anyone's weight. Of course, I don't know what's going on or whatever. Maybe it's just her choice to be leaner or whatever. But I don't know. Part of me feels like Ozempic, but why would she need Ozempic? Because she was never in need of it, but she looks so much skinnier than usual. It's just insane. I don't know. Well, whatever. Praying that she's healthy, praying that she's like doing okay in that department, and we're just having a kiki here. Nothing too serious. Okay. So that was one. The other one I really found very funny was Cynthia Erivo's. Well, I think it all started with the actual song Defying Gravity itself, where she goes like in the trailer, very Tarzan-esque, but that's the that's the way it actually goes in the musical as well. The song is incredible. She has such a good voice, and she's so powerful. The way she sings it, it's just like so overcoming. And I don't know, I feel like the melody itself is like so, like everyone started recreating it, trying to like, of course, reach the note. But I mean, only a professional can do it. And Cynthia Erivo was like picked for the role for a reason, girls. She is that girl. So yeah, that was crazy. And then I think what really went, was it a Target advertisement? I think it was, where she basically said like, "That's my line," because everyone is like started doing it or whatever it is, and then she comes out of nowhere, Cynthia Erivo, and says like, "That's my line," and then she belts out, she does like she starts the high notes. Me and my friends, we have a group chat, and we start like sending each other. We've started sending each other like voice notes of just us like screaming into the fucking microphone, and I mean, trying to attempt to recreate Defying Gravity. But I am seasick personally. I want to see it in a movie. I want to see it everywhere. We are also planning, I think, with my friends to go and watch the actual play again. I watched it. I think like sometime like 10 years ago or something in London, and well, I'm here, so might as well go. We went to do a double feature, like go in the morning and the afternoon, but I think it's like sold out the theater, so whatever. But we're gonna go and watch the play as well, just for comparison purposes, of course, and like for real, fandom motivation. But anyways, yeah, Cynthia Erivo, incredible. I also made a TikTok with that about Charlie Swan, Chief Swan, about the "That's My Line" situation. Go watch it. It's incredible. It's just funny. But yeah, I kind of love that one. Then another meme, of course, the incredible one was the "Is your pussy green?" and the AI generated videos, whatever, images or whatever it is. It's just so fucking funny to me. It's like Ariana Grande's character Glinda speaking into Cynthia Erivo's Alphaba's ear. That's the color art as well, but she's whispering, and like everyone's like, "What the fuck is she telling her?" And someone said like, I don't know, she's asking her, "Is your pussy green?" Because Alphaba is green. He's the green witch, but I cannot. But and then like so many other memes spawn out of that, like with different characters and like different people that are not even in the movie, and it's just getting funnier and funnier. I cannot. And then I think the AI generated videos of them actually like beating each other up after Ariana asks that question or whatever. It's just so funny. I cannot. The internet is like so unserious. That of course like spawned into like a Cynthia Erivo. Sometimes like she really gets the point across in the wrong way. Maybe I don't know, but she was saying, "Oh, it's not very funny. All the jokes about like the pussy green and all that stuff." Like, girl, this is the internet. Either you embrace it or you don't speak on it. That's my rule, I think. So if you find, unless it's like something really offensive, but this was just like a funny little moment, and she took it personally, of course, and all that stuff, and it went into like a whole debacle. And then, of course, a person I think recreated, I guess, the original poster, but with with Cynthia and Ariana Grande. So the poster that came out for the movie is sort of like a it's an homage, I guess, to the original cover art with the whispering and all that stuff. But the original cover art, the Alphaba's hat covers the character's eyes, and so someone recreated that, and she has like a red lipstick, and I think in the movie's poster it's a bit different. Like you can see Cynthia's eyes, and she's not really smirking, but she's like just shocked or whatever, and then she doesn't really have a red lipstick, but she just has like normal colored lips or whatever. So someone recreated that with them, and then Cynthia Riva went to Instagram and said something like, "Oh, it's like disrespectful and all this stuff, like the eyes. It's all a point about like seeing like the only way we can communicate through an image is through the eyes or whatever." It's just like it went into this whole mess, like this whole like thesis, I guess, essay on that. I was like, is it really that deep? I don't think it is, but maybe it is for her, and I understand. But also, I think sometimes with the internet, you just have to let things go and let people rock. Or embrace it, I would say. Just embrace it, make fun of it as well, so no one can make fun of you in a way. You know what I mean? Like, learn it from Taylor and Reputation. Own it, bitch. But yeah, that's besides the point. That was funny as well, though, I think, low key. And then the last one, I think the top one for me at the moment is just again, mad respect to Ariana and Cynthia, but why are you guys always crying in every single interview? I mean, I understand it's a very emotional role for both of them because they've been like, loving this for, it's like a dream come true. Their inner child is like healed or whatever. I get it, but it gets to a point where it's too much, and I'm not kidding. Every single interview I've been seeing is just them bawling their eyes out and like crying, and just, I mean, the movie's not even like, especially with the Wicked part, I mean, it's not even like a sad ass movie. I mean, some parts are sad, of course, but it's not like a tragic movie or whatever. So I don't know. People have been like, just making fun of this whole thing that every single interview they do is just like them crying and just getting emotional about every small fucking thing. And I find it very funny, very relatable as well. Like, we cry here, but we don't, it's just so funny to me. Every interview, I'm not kidding, like every single interview is just that. Crazy, but very, very funny. Loved it. So yeah, I mean, but I am going to watch it. I'm seated for the movie. It looks incredible. The fashion game they're bringing on the red carpet is just insane. Both Ariana's and Cynthia, they're always paying homage to the characters. So I love to see that. The color scheme, like the green and the pink. Part of me feels like they really leaned into it. Like, it feels like a Brat versus Barbie moment, like how a summer ago it was the Barbie pink and then the summer was the Brat green. This is like a culmination of the two, it feels like. But very good strategy, very good marketing, so I can see people going to watch the movie and then either dressing up in green or like in pink, like getting on trend and all that stuff. So cool stuff. Now, second to last topic I want to talk about. Sexiest Men Alive, People Magazine's list for this year. Just a major flop, I would say. But in general, I think everyone can agree this was the third. I don't want to say it, but this was the third plane for the year. It feels like, I said, every bad news in pop culture is coming out at the end of this year. Like, we've had a pretty, I guess, okay year, but then it was Trump, and then it was the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul situation, and then is this. Like, no one asked for this, first of all, but I think the first question I want to ask is, like, this is People Magazine's choice, and to them I want to ask, who are these people? Like, who are you talking about? Like, I'm not part of these people. People Magazine shouldn't be called People, because I'm not part of that people. I haven't chose. This is not my choice. I would never choose these as the sexiest men of 2024. But we are all mad, and the first sign that was like, oh, this is gonna be shit this year. Benny Blanco. I mean, girl, if you don't know who Benny Blanco is, just look him up. I'm not here to shame how a person looks, but I think it doesn't really help his point that on the interview for this, he said like he doesn't shower or something. Like he feels like it's just like, I don't know, like, where would you even go and like after you've been shortlisted for one of the sexiest men of the year, which very questionable in the first place, but also you go in there and you say like, well, I don't really shower every day or something. Like, I don't clean myself that much. I was like, okay, like. We didn't want to know. We already thought you were, you were not all that. But why are you making your case even worse. And then, girl, Selena Gomez, I understand she's in love with this guy, but why? Like, why? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, she's swan, he frog, for real. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. I have so many questions. Then, I mean, let's get into some of the other shortlisted people. Some of them I agree. Others I'm like, what is your like parameter here? What are you using to like, you know, shortlist these people? But anyways, we have Manny Jacinto from the Acolyte Star Wars series. That is probably one of the best. Oh man, yes, I agree 100%. I see the vision, so good. So he had an incredible year as well. So yeah, I agree. I would shortlist this man as well. I would make him actually probably maybe one of the top contenders of the year, because this was like when he was in the Acolyte and everything. People were crazy about this guy. So yes, very much. Pedro Pascal, of course, 100%. Every year is Pedro Pascal's year, so we are, you know, seated for him. Andrew Garfield, hot take on Andrew Garfield. I mean, I like him, but I think he used to be much more attractive in the Spider-Man movies for whatever reason. I don't know. Like when he was in the first in the Amazing Spider-Man, whatever, I was seated. I mean, he still is a fine man, so whatever. You can leave him there. Austin Butler, I get it. It's not my type, but whatever. Shabuzi, yes, I get it. Paul Mescal, my hot take is that I don't really find him attractive, but I understand 100%. Theo Jones, the demon is coming out of me. Yes, 100%. Any place, anytime. Yes, yeah. I'm just gonna say yes. That's it. I don't want to add anything else. Timothy Chalamet, sure, Jan. I don't get it either, but sure. I mean, makes sense. Joshua Jackson, don't know him. Matt Bomer, I get it. Yes, 100%. Stephen Colbert, I was like, what? Like, okay. I mean, I guess it could be a type. I don't know. But also, I don't know. Like, I think also when you make a choice for the year, it's like you have to like also sort of give a justification in terms of like why are you picking him for this year? Like, has he done anything spectacular this year? Has he been in any in anything in general that was a standout moment for his year? And I don't know. Stephen Colbert, I don't really know. What did he do like this year? Did he do anything like interesting? I don't know. He's a late night show host, and I don't know. Whatever. Sure, Jan. Whatever. But I think what really pissed people off is the actual winner for this year is John Krasinski. I mean, don't get me wrong. John Krasinski is a cutie, whatever. But also, again, what is, you know, why him as the sexiest man of the year? And I am personally, you know, I could think of so many other people who could be taking the spot, and I'm also very much surprised that Mike Feist, for example, was not Feist or Feist. I don't really know, from Challengers. I don't even know why he was not in there, because I think the internet was crazy about both Mike and, you know, the other actor as well from the movie. So I was like, why are they not in there? Like, they're both being lusted upon by the internet. And Mike Feist, personally, he should have been in that list. I don't care. He should have been my number one. He's probably my number one for the year. Not if, like, you know, if you guys were wondering, of course. But, yeah. So, consider me shocked. John Krasinski, congratulations. But also, I don't know. I would like to say he deserved, but I cannot see it. I cannot see why this year. I mean, it could have been anything else back in the Office days or whatever. But now, I don't know. Whatever. We clap and we cheer. Well, we cried, to be fair. We cried and we didn't cheer at all. But yeah, and to end the episode, I also wanted to talk about just quickly about NewJeans. Um, it seems that NewJeans is just, well, basically not going to continue as NewJeans anymore. They have been threatening their label that they would basically disband, or like they would terminate their contracts if they did not rectify all the issues that they want to be, addressed. Um, but they basically now went to, they were at a, I think it was like an awards show called what is it, Korea Grand Music Awards or something, and they won so many awards. They were like, they won a Daesang, which is like one of the biggest awards for the year. They won Grand Artist Award, and they went on the stage, and then they had a speech, and news already was out that they were like, basically asking Adore to rectify their issue. They gave like an ultimatum, and then it would end their contracts. But then they went on the stage, and it's sort of like, I think they sort of confirmed that they're gonna through with like terminating their contract, because they basically said that, well, they left everyone emotional, including all the other idols that were like, there in the public, like in the audience or whatever. And I understand why, because they were talking basically about, how they're grateful for the fandom, of course, the manager and the stuff of this of the label that helped them, and the CEO Min Hee-jin as well. Um, and then they talked about how they don't know what the future holds for them, but they may not come back as NewJeans anymore. Uh, I think they said, we always say thank you to the fans, of course. So it might sound like empty words, but we want you guys to know that it's not empty words. We don't know until when we will be NewJeans, but I think the relationship of the five of us and the fans cannot be destroyed, so let's stick to it until the end or whatever. So they were sort of like saying, and they also said like NewJeans never die and all that. So it feels like they're, in the way I read it, the way I see it, is that they may no longer be NewJeans in terms of the name and everything, but I think they might like, end their contract with their current label, and then go to a new label and start there as a new group. Well, the same members but with a different name or something. So very interesting move, very brave for these girls. Like this, I was seeing online also a chatter about this. Like this is gonna change the K-pop industry. Like this is actually massive and major. Like I haven't seen some sort of like pushback from the actual artists against their company ever, to be fair, in K-pop. So to this extent, at least, to this sort of length. And if that's the case, I am supporting the girls, of course. Like I'm seated for whatever they decide to do. But yeah, I'm like very intrigued by this response. Very, 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 brave of them to go to this length. And I do hope they can finally get some peace and they can like actually start, performing again and doing everything they want to do in terms of K-pop artists. So yeah, very, very, very interesting. But yeah, again, I'm keeping up with the story. I have so many episodes about this K-pop drama specifically. You can go and search it up through my episodes, or episodes specifically about the K-pop drama. So, yeah, it's something interesting, something to keep an eye on, and it's just, I don't know, very dramatic, very interesting. So, yeah. But anyways, I think this is a good enough chat for this week. I've talked too much probably as well as usual, but I hope you guys have a great week, and if you guys are doing something interesting this November, maybe consider I don't know, going to a little Christmas market, getting some like nice little get into the festive mood. I know it's a difficult time, but get into the festive mood. Go to a market, get some like hot chocolate, watch some Christmas movie with your friends, go out and about, do something Christmassy, get in the spirit, because Christmas is, is a lot of fun if you look at it in the right way. So, yeah, spreading the Christmas spirit around here. Ho ho ho. But anyways, have a good week. See you in the next episode. Bye.